I come first.
Yo guys, welcome to Little Black Book. I hope she cheats on you with a basketball player. Kim Kardashian's a... Way up. Don't know the difference for the touchdown and the layup. That Kim Kardashian bar is always hard. Anyway, listen, guys, we're back with a part 2, baby. It takes 2, baby. Okay, my voice is really crusty. Let's stop. Yeah, so we're talking about obviously Love and Lockup. Boom. We're gonna talk about Michael, Megan, and Sarah. But let me go straight into it. Dive deep straight into it. One thing I noticed was the dad was talking to the daughter, but it was a mum.
But my family does not know I'm engaged.
I am here today to make sure that Megan doesn't make a huge mistake.
I was just wondering, where was the mum? And, you know, one thing I would say is that, you know, daughters and fathers are quite close. So when fathers are making recommendations on certain guys that a girl should go with, I'm not saying that girls always listen, but what I'm saying is that they do take into consideration what their father's saying. And for me, because she was so, if you saw her body language, it was like hands in between the thighs, like face all just like, I've heard it all before.
All of that?
Yeah, I am.
You know, we didn't raise you for all that ruckus and stuff like that. You know that.
Michael has a child with someone else.
Kind of thing. It makes me think that something that's gone on in that family that she's rebelled against, and that's why she's not really listening to what her dad is saying. That's why when her dad is saying what she's saying, she says she knows, she really knows. Because I can't see it being just because you want a boyfriend or just because you want sex. As she was stating, or not that she only wants sex, but she knows she's looking forward to sex and breaking her virginity. That would make her want to choose a guy in jail. I know that obviously she had 2 breakups as well, where I think that people cheating on her as well.
I've had a few heartbreaks, and it was due to the fact that the guys couldn't be faithful, and it hurt, it stung, and it hurt, it stung, and it hurt, it stung.
That obviously reduced her self-confidence as well in herself. But I just don't see that being the breaking factor for her. I think the breaking factor is something that's gone on between that family. Where is the mum? What happened to the mum? Is it divorced? Is the mum passed away? Did the husband and wife have an argument? That their mum, the dad and the mum have arguments or whatever. Something that's caused a wedge between the two, because even though he's come over and he says he cares about his daughter, he loves his daughter, the daughter is not listening to what his recommendation is. I'm not saying she's going to take it on, but she was literally saying a brick wall, because she said, listen, I've heard it all before.
This conversation is like really starting to get on my nerves.
I'm not trying to get on your nerves. I just want to make sure that you're making the right decision.
So let me do that. Let me just discover my relationship without trying to like tell me what to do and change how I'm feeling about stuff. Like, ultimately, it's my choice.
And it's like, what do you want to do? Because we saw later on, you know, the other guy, whatever his name is, Clinton or whatever, you know, his parents are not going to cuss him, but they're on board, but not really on board, and yet he's still doing what he's doing. So it doesn't matter what kind of parenting technique you bring, the child is going to make a decision based on the information that they have. So it was quite interesting that I just picked up on the fact that, you know, where was her mum? And just to say, obviously, people avoid pain. People will try to avoid pain and avoid repeat circumstances. But sometimes when we try to avoid repeat circumstances, we go into the same circumstance. And so again, it's about acceptance. It's about somebody loving you where someone else has not loved you. This is why I'm asking, where is the mum? Because the way that she's smitten with this guy by talking to him on the phone and then wanting to get married or becoming a fiancé within 10 months.
We've been engaged for 8 months. Michael proposed to me over the phone about 10 months after we started dating.
It's crazy. Do you get what I'm saying? So for me, where is the mind at that you're able to do this? You know, I love the fact that you know you're going to learn about sex. Beautiful. I think lack of knowledge, my people perish. You know, we should be learning about sex, because at the end of the day, sex is a part of relationships. But in regards to this relationship, I feel like you're going to end up being a pleaser to please him. And you're going to find yourself in deep waters. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. We've been together for 1.5 years, and he's been incarcerated for 2 years.
My thought was this. For me, I feel like she's a weak link. And when I say weak link, she's not developed her own self-love for herself. When you develop a self-love for yourself and a value, and, you know, that self-love and value sometimes, not even sometimes, any self-value or value, let's take God out of the equation. It's always going to be based upon something. This is the truth of the matter. Nobody's got self-value by itself. Your self-value is based upon something that gives you self-value. Trust me, we don't have self-value, we don't have self-love without it being based on something. Whether it's a job, whether it's that you're doing well in life, whether it's your success, whether it's your money, whether it's a girlfriend, a boyfriend, whether it's your parents that loved you. Everybody has self-love, but it's based upon something. And so when I bring God back into the equation, when your self-love is based upon something other than God, which is not dependable, which other people will let you down, when they let you down, your self-love disappears. Your value of yourself disappears. So the only self-love that is dependable 24/7 is God's love. So when God tells you who you are, then what happens is you know who you are, and that self-love is based upon what you've been told who you are. And so when you take that analogy into just any relationship, who does she think she is? And what information has she been told that she thinks that she feels that she should go after a guy like this?
Most guys in prison aren't. These guys run all types of scams in prison. They take advantage of lonely women that have low self-esteem.
Because whatever information she's getting is what's causing her reflection, or causing her to see what reflection she is. You get me? So her self-love, her self-importance, her self-value is based upon what information she's holding about herself. Do you get me? In the Bible, it talks about Gideon. The angel came and told Gideon, you are a man of valor. But he didn't see that. He saw himself as a weakling. But how? God saw him as something else. So what do you see yourself as? Because whatever you see yourself as is what you're going to now produce, and what you're going to birth out actions from.
Saving myself for like that magic, that passion, the trust that he and I have, I've never had with anybody else.
You see, faith is birthed out from belief. Whatever you believe about yourself will begin, and faith is an action. Whatever you believe about yourself will cause an action to come out. What action is that? The action is dependent upon what you believe about yourself. So what do you believe? So for me, whatever something's gone on there and it's not been made clear just yet. The question I was asking myself, why did a cousin give her the number? Why was it the cousin of the boy gave you the number?
I met Michael through his cousin. He asked me if he could give my number to his cousin because his cousin was locked up. He needs somebody to talk to, just like a friend. So I was like, give him my number, I don't mind. Never having the intention to get into a relationship.
Why you? I have a sense that he chose you because he knew you was a weak link. He chose you because he knew that you emotionally can be crippled and manipulated. Let me tell you something about men. They are just like sharks. Supposedly sharks can smell blood. Well, men can smell your weakness, your vulnerability, and we can sense those who are easily manipulated. We sense you. And when you provide us that scent, we lock on. And so that's why the cousin would have given you the number. Because you're easily manipulated. It's not beef. I'm not coming at you. I want to let her know. Listen, if you watch this, I want you to let her know that, listen, because men can see these things, this is why they take advantage. So when girls are showing out that energy of I haven't got much confidence, I haven't got my self-esteem, us men will take advantage of that. That's why when girls are showing so much confidence, even if it's not real sometimes, man will be like, oh, she's too up herself, very rare. But the guy ain't going there. He ain't going there. Why is he not going to take advantage of her? Because the truth of the matter is, because he's seen that, he backs off. It's not every case, but I'm just saying, I'm making a point. Love is more than just words. Love is action. And so when you see in that she said, you know, I love you, he loves me, I'm like, yeah, but okay, love is more than just words.
You know I love you.
I know.
I support you in everything you do. But you're talking about giving your heart to this guy.
He already has my heart.
And I don't understand that. How could he have your heart
because
when you guys haven't had any face-to-face interaction?
Because
not over the phone.
I would rather know somebody's soul and know who they are as a person before I'm like...
In order to...
Where's the action? Because you can't see the action right now. All you have is words. This is what all the couples have. All of you have words. But where is the action? So the Bible says, God so loved the world, he gave his only son. So for love, in the truthful sense of what love is, you've got to give me the words, yes, because we all need it, but we need to see action. And so a lot of our parents back in the day showed us action, but not words. They tell us, listen, I put a roof over your head, I give you food, you've got clothes on your back, why are you complaining? But we wanted to hear words. So love is two forms. It can't just be the word and it can't just be the action, because human beings have a soul and the soul needs to be spoken to. In fact, David said, I speak to my soul. So if you deep it, your soul needs a talking to. But your soul also needs to see action in order to believe. Do you get me? So the two components are essential. And this Megan and Michael situation, she's only hearing words of love, you know, but not seeing the action. And so therefore there's gonna be a great falling coming from that, because she cannot see the action. Do you get me? You know, she mentioned the fact that she's ready to have sex. And I was just like, yeah, I know you're ready to have sex, and I know you're ready to have it with somebody who you trust, but you're about to make the same mistake you've made the last 2 times. And the reason why I'm saying that is because he's got a baby mother. Not only has he got a baby mother, he was engaged to her before he went in. And so the last 3 years, she's been waiting patiently to see her what? Her new fiancé. So basically, he's going to try and marry both of you. Is he mad? Are you mad? Are you mad? Are you lean? What is that about? And you best believe he's been talking to the baby mother. And you know, it's funny because Megan said, no, I know he loves me, definitely. He doesn't love his baby mother. Listen, whenever there's a baby mother involved, ladies and gentlemen, listen. Whenever there's a baby mother involved, you need to see the interaction between the baby mother and him. Before you ever make a choice about stepping into a relationship with this gentleman, ever, check how he behaves with the baby mother. If he's reckless with that baby mother, he's about to be reckless with you. Trust me. If he's about to be reckless with his baby mother, you need to check and say, maybe that's not for me. Because if he's about to do that to her, he can do the same to you. Deep it. You know what I'm saying? This is somebody who's a mother of his kid, and he's able to disrespect her in that way. You're going to be next. You don't even have a kid. You're going to be next.
I'm not worried about the mother of Michael's child being a part of our lives. He doesn't love her. Like, I come first. I mean, like, I don't feel like threatened by her because he's shown me like time and time again, like he loves me. Yeah. So I don't.
So just deep it. Never make a permanent decision on temporary feelings. Make sure you see into the depths of the waters. I mean, you wouldn't jump into a deep ravine of water and you couldn't see underneath. If you, okay, maybe some people would, because I know you lot like doing that things, but me personally, I can't swim, so I won't do that. But you know, if you thought there was a chance that there could be some creatures underneath that water, you ain't jumping in unless you can see. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say. So if there's a chance that this man may not be who he says he is, you don't just jump in. You know what I'm saying? You test water. You understand? The guy's got a mistress already, and you know, how is she gonna cope with that? I don't know, because she seems very naive, and like she's not very aware of relationships and how they work, in the sense of what people can do. I know she's been cheated on twice, but it's like the naivety is still there. And you know, a lot of us, we go into relationships and we get hurt, and then we begin to wisen up, and that's what I want to see. But I'm not seeing the wisening up from her at the moment, so for me it's a bit difficult. And I said this, look, you know, you want to provide the world for this man who hasn't shown you the world yet. It's a problem. You know, you're learning how to have sex. You're learning, you know, you're like, for me that's just crazy. It's like you're doing the most for somebody you haven't met yet. Like, how do you know your soul will be knitted to this person? You need to see the person. You need to see them and you know, these people are doing things on temporary basis, in the fact that you haven't been around this person long enough. You've had short-term conversations. It sounds sweet when you got sound bites. That's why it's called a sound bite. Just obviously, like she was saying, she was talking to her dad, and I was asking myself, where is her energy coming from? You know, this vibrancy to not disrespect, but to back her corner, saying that she knows what she wants and she knows that it's her decision to make. Where's that energy coming from? Do you get me? Where's that vibrancy coming from? Is that a trait of her mum? Is that a trait of the dad? Is that, do you know what I'm saying? Because we need to know where that energy is coming from, because the fact that she thinks she knows and she doesn't know, we need to know where that energy is coming from. Something is stirring that energy. But anyway, listen guys, that's part 3. We're going to hit you with part 4. Don't watch that. Be-oo. So this, to every hungry man, everything bitter tastes sweet. So this is what Solomon said in Ecclesiastes. In Proverbs, to every hungry man, everything bitter tastes sweet. It's like when you're hungry, yeah, and you're super hungry, you don't care what you want to eat. You're just hungry. You want to eat anything, and anything will taste sweet. And this is exactly what happens in relationships. When you're desperate, yeah, anything comes along the way you want it, and even if it's not good for you, you'll just consume it because you're what? Desperate. Deep it. But what I want to even point out is, the first thing I noticed was the fact that Scott was talking to Lizzy on the phone, right? Yeah.
I need to pick out the house.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Does it have a fireplace?
Oh, it has a fireplace.
Does it have a pool?
Yes, it has a giant pool. It's called a river.
Yeah, but does it have a pool?
No, it doesn't have a pool.
Maybe we need a 4-bedroom instead of a 3-bedroom because I'm not. I feel I really don't want to have sex with me right away.
I was like, hold on a minute, you're getting run from prison. Don, how you, like, maybe if she was in person, no, I'd still say she's running things. But I was just like, you're letting her run you into the ground already, bro. Like, what kind of beta male is this? Like, do you know what I mean? Not saying that obviously women can't make choices and can't make decisions. I'm just saying that obviously, bro, she's in prison. What choice does she have? She's going to come out to a nice house, rude boy. Like, it's not like she was saying, look, can we get like a 4-bedroom house? That would be really nice. She said, listen, we know we need a pool. And you know we need a 4-bedroom house, like, you know what I'm saying? And she mentioned a 4-bedroom house because what she said was, we ain't gonna be having sex. And at first when I heard it, I was like, But then obviously I heard what she said, she wants to be more...
Have sex with me right away. Because I am very uncomfortable with being with a man right now. Since I became sober, I've been learning a lot about myself and this new transformation of me being this godly woman and having morals is totally different than where I was before. If I'm on drugs or alcohol, baby, I'm yours, but I'm not going that route anymore.
Godly, and obviously she's taking that route. Yeah, that's going to be tight because if you've not discussed this, and obviously this is the first time he's heard it, you haven't discussed this celibacy that you're going to look to do. I think that's what you're trying to do. I hope that's what you're trying to do, and not just saying that you don't have sex because you don't want to be with him. Then I have to deep it that obviously, yes, one has to respect that decision, but have you discussed that with your partner? You see, you can't just take a decision that affects both of us by yourself. I learned this the hard way. You know, sometimes as a male, we think we can take a decision without consulting the other half. Let me tell you something, it doesn't work like that. Because not only are you my other half, you are actually my reflection, you are my mirror, you are actually part of me. Do you know what I'm saying? I have to consult you before I go and do anything like that. That affects both of us permanently. Do you know what I'm saying? So even if I go to take a job, I should really consult you first before I go and say, listen, babe, okay, when I say job, I mean as in like the job maybe asked me to relocate. Okay, babe, look, listen, I've got a job. They're asking me to relocate. How do you feel about that? Do you know what I'm saying? Now, I take into consideration what you're saying. Do you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I believe that in relationships, I believe that obviously the male should really have the final say because God has called you to be the leader. But you should definitely not take a decision without consulting your wife because let me tell you something about relationships. If I'm driving a rally car, yeah, in rally car racing driving, if you ever watch it, just watch it. The person who gives the instruction is the person who's in the passenger seat. Guess where the woman is? In the passenger seat. She's got the set of instructions that are going to guide you to your final destination. So what do? Though I'm driving the car and I'm in charge, yeah, and I take the final decision, there is a level of dependency that I have upon the passenger seat. Because what you can see, as I'm driving, I'm focused on just on the road, but you can see the surroundings around us because you're focused not on driving, but just on instructions. Do you get what I'm saying? So for me not to take your advice on board or at least consider it would be a fail on my part. And actually I would be causing myself greater harm by not listening to your words of wisdom. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, women, that you have a power because instead of fighting me, all you do, you submit by whispering in my ear. Do you get me? So instead of actually trying to fight me, getting aggy with me and saying we're gonna do this, rather say, listen, look, babe, this is my recommendation, you know. And look, by the time you've done that and you've spoken well, a lot of men would have cooled down and be like, actually, let me think about this first. You know, I've got to uproot my family here and go to this other place. Yes, I've got promotion. Yes, there's more money, but you know, my kids are enjoying themselves in school right now. You know, they're doing well. My wife has got her thing going on. I've got my thing going on. Maybe this is not the right thing to do. Do you know what I'm saying? So again, it's a process. It's a part of a journey and understanding each other. But I've gone off from what I was talking about.
Sounds bad. Over the 3 years, over 90,000.
Are you serious? $90,000.
And I don't know if she saved any of it. I really don't.
Not, no.
I really don't.
No, that's not okay.
You spent like 90,000 on her. And I'm like, but BB, fam, I'm here. Spend 90,000 on me. Let me do something with that, bro. But you know, we spent 90,000 on this woman. But in the side of that, he's paid for drugs. Now, when the daughter of Liz comes along and challenges him, I think it's quite interesting. Jasmine's position, because Jasmine is saying that she hasn't seen her mom for 10 years.
I haven't seen my mom in 10 years.
I wanted to deep that. 10 years. But he's seen your mom in the last 3. What's going on?
First night together in this room? We've never been together. We met on the internet. I've only spent a few days with Lizzy in visitation 3 years ago.
Well, how has that happened? Why has she not seen her daughter, but has seen this man? And that for me rings off alarm bells for Jasmine, because Jasmine's going riding hard for her mum and saying that she knows she can't wait to be mother and daughter. And I think she purposely said that because she doesn't want to involve the guy. But guess what? I don't think your mum actually rates you, Jasmine.
But I'm excited for when she gets out, so then like we can actually be like a mom and like a daughter.
Do you get me? I don't think your mum actually rates you. I mean, you know how hard it is to not want to see your daughter when you're a mum? Like, women and men are different, because the woman carries a child for 9 months. So to have that distance from a mum, you know, says something. You know, there is a pain there that's causing a chasm between the two people. Something that's happened that's caused her not to see you as, you know, somebody that she wants to desperately see, because she's seen a man, you know, 3 years ago, but hasn't seen you in the last 10.
When I was 8 years old, my grandma and grandpa told her that she's like too much into drugs. I would say she like left me for a different life. Sometimes I get upset that she's been in prison, because I still feel like it's my fault.
That doesn't make sense. Do you know what I'm saying? So there's something there that's gone on, and I don't know what it is exactly. But, you know, interestingly enough, she challenged, obviously, my man. And said, look, you know, I'm not going to let you, you know, go with my mum, because obviously you'd pay for drugs and stuff. And I mean, you know, never should you pay for drugs, but then I understand why he did it. But I'm like, but yeah, you have to have better judgment. You have to have better judgment. But then I understand that he wanted to help. And maybe there were times where she would have said, listen, I'm not doing it for drugs, but then used it for drugs. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's almost impossible. It's almost going to be impossible to try and help her, you know, with money, because you know she has a drug habit. So it's like, whatever money you give to her, it's going to go towards there anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be a lose-lose. So I kind of felt for him a little bit in that regard. In that respect. And again, I want you to notice the fact that, again, raunchy, sexy photos are been sent. So what is he in love with? He's in love
for 3 years.
Me and Scott actually met on MinaInmate.com.
In love with the facade. He's in love with the fantasy. He's in love with the sexual appetite that he may potentially, you know, quench, rather than actually being, you know, solely about this intimacy that we normally create when we're with somebody. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you can't do that and fester that on the phone. You can. And rather, I want to even put this point across. If somebody can fall in love with somebody over a phone calls, deep what happens in your day-to-day relationship, if your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or girlfriend is spending too much time conversating with snakes. And I say snakes because in the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve, how did Eve eat the fruit from the tree? She was speaking and having conversations with somebody she shouldn't have been having conversations with, and it must have been lengthy because it got to a point where she was convinced. So a lot of times in our relationships, you may think somebody's innocent. Listen, B, the conversations you're having can lead you astray. Do you get me? The conversations you're having can lead you astray. So if they can fester a relationship out of just talking and never seeing each other, in our relationships day to day, people can cheat, step out when they don't understand that emotionally you can connect with somebody and find yourself in a place you shouldn't be. Set up boundaries. Cool. When you know, Lizzy even said, you know, I'm going down a godly route, and he said he understands. I just hope he understands, because I don't think he fully understands what she's saying.
I'm yours, but I'm not going that route anymore. I don't know. I hope you can wait. Scott?
I really wanted to have sex with Lizzy. Don't worry about the sex thing at all, okay? I completely understand. I do love you, you know, and I've waited 3 years. You know, if I gotta wait another 3, oh well. At least I have someone that loves me.
You're such an amazing man.
anything you need me to do, you know, I'll do it.
Because if she's saying, like, I want to sleep in the other bedroom, my Gigi, like, and you're saying you can wait 3 years, B, I don't even know if it's a 3-year thing, because she could have easily said, listen, I want to wait till I'm married. But she didn't say she wants to wait till she's married. She said she want to have the 4th bedroom and she wants to sleep in there. She's like, she's trying to follow God. She didn't say, I want to wait till marriage. I didn't hear her say that. So just picking up on those words, you've got to be very, very careful. Is she saying that she wants to wait till marriage in the sense of being godly, or she wants to just basically using godly as an excuse as to not sleep with you? Just going back to Jasmine, it's interesting as well because Jasmine obviously reported that she had a feeling of guilt.
Sometimes I get upset that she's been in prison because I still feel like it's my fault that she's there. I don't think she was ready for a child, and maybe if I wasn't born, then maybe she wouldn't be there right now.
Like, because if she said, like, if her mum didn't have her, you know, maybe she wouldn't be where she is. And it's crazy because a child is taking on the guilt of a mother who's made her own choices and caused consequences for her daughter, and now the child feels like they are the reason and they're the problem. And I want you to see how the consequence of an action can cause a generational effect, because what's that going to do psychologically to Jasmine?
I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that she won't end up back in prison, because I waited so long for her. And I can't let that happen. So I need my mom. Yeah.
Already she says she wants her mum. So imagine now when she has a child, she may overcompensate for her child because she wants to make up for the fact that she never had a mum that way. She may, not that she will, she may. And that's so important because what our actions do cause ripples for generations. So making good, sensible decisions are important for our generations to come. So I was saddened when Jasmine was saying that. And it's funny because when she was talking to the guy, notice she puts her cup forward. She was,
I want to get her started, you know, get her a used car, driver's license, insurance. She needs somebody to get started. And she knows she has to get a job.
So she was basically saying, listen, like, she's putting her foot down, like, I'm not going to have it. Like, I'm going to let you know this is what my stance is on the situation. And she was very stern on that. How stern she's going to be, I don't know, because if your mum don't want you, what are you going to say? Because I can't imagine your mum wants you, because after 10 years, she hasn't seen you but seen a man. I don't think she wants you the way that you're backing her. And it's so sad because you want your mum that way, but I don't think your mum wants you that way. And for me, it's peak. So, oh, sorry. I can't wait to see kind of the development of these particular couples, what's going to happen. Appreciate y'all. You already know what time it is. Little black book, baby.